Oh dear, it's Monday, darlings. Good morning, everybody. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. What's going on? This is your Real Housewives and Married to Medicine review. I'm gonna put two of them together. Might start separating them. It depends on how I feel. But this was the first episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then Married to Medicine. So we're gonna give you Married to Medicine first, since Married to Medicine has been on longer. We're already on episode 8 or 9, and it actually comes on after Real Housewives of Atlanta. They actually should put it on before Real Housewives of Atlanta, because I think more people would watch it. But they always act like Married to Medicine doesn't get a good viewership, which is really odd, because I think it's one of the most well-produced reality shows on all of television, on all networks. I don't think there's another reality television show as well-produced as motherfucking Married to Medicine. Shout out to Purveyors of Pop, because they really have, they produced that damn show. But we're going to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta after Married to Medicine. Now, if I talk my Married to Medicine wasn't that much. It wasn't a lot. It was just mostly Contessa and Quad. It was really mostly about both of them. So we'll talk about them. The sun is about to be in my face, and my glasses are on the damn counter. Don't you bring your ass over here, bitch. Don't do it. Don't do it, bitch. Do not do it. Shout out to all the new subscribers who has come with the referral from Rodney the Voice. Shout out to Rodney. Let me tell you something. I love me some motherfucking Rodney the Voice. Do you hear me? I love his teeth. I love his teeth. That's the reason why I first started watching. I was like, this man's teeth are beautiful. And he's funny. I feel like we're on FaceTime. I will watch Rodney and be in the kitchen and be hollering at the TV like we're really talking to each other. It's crazy. But thank you to Rodney. He said that I was one of his favorite YouTubers and has sent me a lot of new supporters and subscribers. And I'm just letting y'all know now. I'm just letting y'all know now. Proceed with caution. We will not always agree. I will say some shit that you'll be like, bitch, what the fuck? And we're very respectful. We get down in the comments. We're very respectful in the comments. We don't call people names. Not each other. We might call somebody else a name, but we don't call each other names, okay? And if you do not agree with an opinion that I have, I would really prefer that you not attack me more than attack my thoughts. If you want to attack my thought process or my theory behind something, you can attack that all day, but do not attack me. I don't do well with that, and we really want to have a nice, healthy discourse in this on my channel. All right? So, let's go ahead and talk about Real House Married to Medicine. Before we get into that, I'll do it at the end. Should I put it on at the end? I'm gonna put it on at the end. I had to watch. I rewatched the end of the reunion the other day. It actually came up in my recommendations on YouTube, and it was the part where, hold on.
Line in, please say a command.
Bluetooth audio. It was the part when.
Bluetooth audio. Is that correct?
Yes.
Bluetooth audio. It
was the part when Quad accused Mariah of snorting cocaine. Here she go. Here.
This is her sister and her brother-in-law. Do you think it's good for her, in her mind, to sink you, but also sink her sister?
She doesn't care who she hurts. If it's to destroy me, she will do it by all means necessary.
Are you kidding? I am not. You actually been on the earth. You are to even be accused of it. How would you even be accused of something like that? Cocaine? Did you just accuse me? I have never done drugs a day in my life.
I don't even do hookah.
That's an allegation. I don't even smoke cigarettes. I don't even do hookah. Why are you even here? You ain't even married to Medicine, my love.
No, man, I'm still gonna be here, dog.
You better go find your chiropractor.
This is her sister.
Bitch, Mariah said you better go find you a chiropractor, bitch. When I saw that this week, weekend. Oh, this weekend. It was on Friday. Bitch, I screamed when Mariah hollered cocaine. She was so, like, she could not believe that she would say that about her. That was so funny. Anyway, so the main thing about this story was Quad and Heavenly. Heavenly took Quad out on a, to get her out there, to introduce her to some people. Now, I did watch Heavenly's review, and she knew both of those men well. One is a friend of Damon's, which was the first guy who came. And so they had their little the scene with that, which was really weird, and kind of gives you a glimpse into what Quad wants. I mean, neither one of those men I found attractive. They would not be something that I would look at twice. But look at Gregory. I mean, I guess this time, I feel like Quad did she marry for money the first time? And what would make this time, the second time, any different? Why wouldn't you want to date somebody, with money? Why would you want to date down? I saw something on with T.I. and Tiny. They did something about marriage, but they said that black single women are the happiest women in this country. But they also, when they get married, they marry down. And, I don't want to subscribe to that, but I do believe that a lot of women do marry down. And then that's why they're expected also to, especially black women, they are expected to marry down because you are expected to raise another man. So what happens is, as you can see in the story, Cecil is now working for Jackie, or Cecil is now working for Simone, and Curtis is now working for Jackie. You're the project manager. They always figure out a way to make a nigga a manager, so make him feel like he's actually doing something. He's retired. He needs to go do whatever the fuck he needs to do, go fishing, whatever the fuck. Curtis needs to go play golf, whatever he needs to do, but he don't need to be around project managing anything. And that's the reason why he got so much mouth when it comes to the renovation of these properties that Jackie got going on. She wants to doesn't she want to redecorate her office, her new professional office. But like Heavenly said, and I agree, Jackie, you're doing a lot. And Curtis is over here complaining again that you're not spending enough time with him. That was his rationale for sticking his penis in another woman, is that you weren't spending enough time with him. So in case you want to have that experience again, maybe you do. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know if you like to play the martyr role at this point either, because I guess, whatever. I don't particularly care. I don't like Curtis. Like I said, he's the Chris Brown to y'all's Rihanna. I don't like him. I think he's smug. I think he's arrogant. He got too much mouth. He has too much mouth for a man who has put a woman, and a woman who has gone through all that. Now I'm about to martyr Jackie. She has been through a lot. And Curtis just needs to shut up. But as you can see, this marrying down idea. Now, I'm not saying that Jackie nor Simone married down, but what I'm saying is both of their husbands are now employed by them. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Heavenly couldn't walk in her shoes. She had them shoes on, talking about, it was so funny because Quad was like, see, Quad and Heavenly are really funny together. I don't know. I guess it's just that earth and water thing that they got going on, because they really are good together and they could really crack jokes. And Quad can, there's been times where Quad has kind of had to put Heavenly in her place for asking too many questions, and Heavenly doesn't seem to take offense to it like Toya does. You know what I mean? And I think they're really good together, because they were walking down the street and Quad was like, what's going on? What's going on with your shoes? Bitch, what's up? and Heavenly was trying to play it off. That shit was so funny to me. They are really funny together, and they really have a lot of kikis and laughs together, and it's cute. I think it's cute, and I think it's appropriate. This man walks in with this velveteen blazer, honey. I was like, no, ma'am, go sit down. No! And then I was like, wait, is he supposed to be a dentist with those teeth? No. No, your teeth are not supposed to be. No, your teeth should be exceptional. And it's a difference. Like, you know how some people say about hairstylists, sometimes you go and get your hair done and the hairstylist's hair be all jacked up and stuff because they don't have time to do their own hair. You know how they say that. But a dentist, my dentist, her teeth are fantastic. Do you hear me? And her teeth are they're so bright. And I'm sitting here like, okay, no, you're going to sit down. You're going to sit down at this table and present as a dentist and all your teeth on the side are gray? I can't do it. No, and he was aggressive. And then Heavenly said that the big dude, Dr. I can't remember what he said. Dr. Freeman? What's his name? Dr. Freeman. Dr. Wakefield. I want to say it's Dr. something. Dr. Freeman. Start with an F or a W. But he got to talking about what women should do and this and that. And I'm like, I just really think that the way that men and women, I don't give a damn on any side of the earth. The way that men and women relate to each other is just really, really odd. And it's just so weird. It's just really weird. The expectations that men and women have of each other walking into dating situations. Do I think it's appropriate to ask somebody what their credit score is on the first date? For entertainment purposes, yes, it's fucking funny. The shit is hilarious. But for real, no. That's not appropriate. You can have conversations, but it's on TV, so we have to be entertained by the bullshit. And then Heavenly, she, when Heavenly does her blog, she kind of gives us a little bit of behind the scenes where she said that the other dude arrived early. And then when they was trying to get the dentist to leave, he said he wasn't leaving. I'm not leaving. And I thought it was a good idea to actually have them. So I guess the producers made it like, okay, since he's here early, just bring him back to the table. And that overwhelmed Quad. And so Quad runs to the bathroom. And because she has these two men who are not attractive to her. Now I could see, if one of them was attractive, she probably would have sat there. Do you understand what I'm saying? But neither one of them was attractive to her. And it's funny because when somebody was like, is he attractive or something? She was like, well, that's all relative. It is. It really is relative. As we can see, we had that whole issue with OG and them and people calling her ugly and saying she was ugly and stuff like that. And a lot of people are like, no, she's not ugly. And then people trying to excuse it like, well, beauty is subjective. In this case, it's subjective because I didn't find the man attractive either. Now, the first guy, I don't know. He was just too aggressive. And even if he was handsome and okay to look at or, for a spell, that walking into the bathroom, that's too much. Like, And I don't even think that's not even good for TV. If you're trying to make it seem like, I was like, oh no, why are you in this bathroom with me? First of all, I don't know you like that. That's number one. Number two, get the fuck out of here. Why are you in this bathroom with me? That made me uncomfortable. He was just too aggressive. And that little flower that he brought, girl, no ma'am. No! That flower looked like you got it at the damn 7-Eleven. You know how they have the flowers in the front of the, when you go into the gas, like to the Arco, the AM, PM, and they have the flowers sitting right there at the damn, in the front where you go pay, and they're sitting in water, and it's just a little plastic, the funnies, out of the funnies from the Sunday Times? Come on. What did you bring? And like, it's like that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, good. Some shit is good for entertainment, but are you for real with this flower? You should have brought nothing but a handshake if you was going to give that kind of flower. You know what I mean? Like, just don't bring nothing at all if you're going to half-ass do some shit. That's how I feel. Don't bring nothing at all. And then, why would you bring one little single flower like that? And what was it? I couldn't even see what it was. It was in some kind of Disney wrapping paper. I don't know what it was. Polka dots or some shit. It just was not presentable. And you're supposed to be a dentist. You have money. So, I don't know. I didn't get that. Don't bring me nothing if you can't. It's just really weird. And I was like, why is he in the bathroom with Quad? I just thought that was strange. Even if you had a chance, that would have really, like, actually ripped your drawers. Because what are you doing in this bathroom with me? That shit was weird as hell. Because Contessa is having a party. Contessa's having a party for her kids. She says she feels guilty. And we might have to do Real Housewives. No, we might not. Here it is. Contessa, no. If it was, like I said on Twitter last night, if it was the objective of the producers to make the viewing audience anxious while watching this birthday party, they did a good job. It worked on me. I was so anxious watching that, all those fucking kids, and then Contessa not having any sense of organization at all. I don't know who this party planner was. The party planner wasn't shit. They kept saying 40 minutes to the party. That's like, when they put in stuff like that, me as a person, like, with time, I'm really funny about that. So I'm looking at your house and you're saying it's 40 minutes to the time of the party, and you guys have nothing set up, and then all those kids, it was like so many kids. And then Mariah, your comment about the party, about the pool, first of all of those kids, the pool is not going to be clean. I don't care what you say. You clean the pool, the kids come, you clean the pool afterwards. The little boy yelling, oh, the pool is dirty. It's 6,000 kids in the pool. It's going to be dirty. Trust me. It's going to be dirty. But you feeling guilty to the point where you have to throw this $15,000 party, and at the same time claim that you don't have the capacity to hire a nanny. Like, that's where I'm like, Contessa, the guilt party, that. How do you miss 3 children? How do you miss their birthdays? How does that happen? I feel like Contessa is not telling us everything. I feel like something is missing from this puzzle. I feel like I don't know. I don't trust Contessa. What the fuck are you talking about? How did you, 1, miss 3 children's birthday, and then 2, decide that the way to rectify it is to throw them a $15,000 party? You missed their birthdays because you were in Tennessee trying to be in this program. How do you miss? Maybe she means I miss celebrating, because there's no way you can miss. Maybe they cut it up, like we didn't have birthday parties. The way that she said that, I was like, there's no way. And you know, I'm not one, I don't do the mommy duty shaming, like you're a mother and you're supposed to do this and this and that. I don't get down with that shit. But at the same time, when you say it like that, that gives a bad impression. In the midst of all this, I missed 3 of my children's birthdays. So you give this $15,000 party, and then at the same time, you don't have a nanny. Contessa, get the fuck out of here. Number 1, and number 2, all that anxiety, you needing to be in control of everything, that shit was, I was just like, and then you could hear clips of Scott complaining like, I can't do nothing right, and this and that. Like, Contessa, I don't know what's going on with you and Scott, but y'all not telling the whole story, and I guess it's none of our goddamn business at the end of the day. The whole story is really never none of our business, but bitch. And then when he hit her with the baby's legs, I felt like I wanted to, that was like, you know how you ever been in a place where your anxiety is just like too much, and then that one thing happens and you just start crying? Like, that would have been the moment for me, because I was like, this is just too goddamn much. Too fucking much. It was just too much. That was basically it for the whole party. I don't know. And like Heavenly told Contessa, I feel like you like to stress yourself out. And there's some people who operate like that. Like, you know, you see the people at work walking around all disheveled and don't nothing really be wrong, or, you know, nothing really is that urgent. Nothing is really that pressing. But to them, they feel like if they're running late or have something to do, that they're actually doing something. Maybe Contessa is that kind of person, because I'm like, bitch, there's no way you hired a party planner and 40 minutes until the party got started, you ain't got shit set up. No, fuck that. Fire her. I was like, I wouldn't even want my face to be seen. I wouldn't assign shit, especially if that party turned out the way it did. Nah. I'm not showing my face. I'm not signing nothing to release my goddamn face. This was I was like, this party planner ain't shit. Anyway, so let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. What did y'all think about Married to Medicine? They show next week. Jackie said that the lady was infertile, but Heavenly called her on the phone and said, and she said that she didn't mean it in a malicious way or with malintent. And that's fair. You know how they cut shit up. But maybe that the word infertile, I don't know. Maybe the word infertile is just a little insensitive. You know, I don't know. So here's a disclaimer about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I did not watch last season because Kenya Moore was not on there. And you know I'm always here for a smart brown girl. And Kenya gives me smart brown girl teas with a little goofy on the side. So I like Kenya. But I have grown to a place where I could be objective with her, because a lot of y'all met me when doing Real Housewives of Atlanta reviews with Nathaniel, and he said he is going to join me on some of the reviews for this season. So you'll be seeing him until when he gets his shit together, his schedule together. Then you will be doing a couple of the reviews for Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I did not watch last season, so you guys will have to fill in some gaps where I missed it, because I did not understand why Eva didn't want to bring her children to Kenya's daughter's, debut. Let me tell you something. All those babies, everybody's baby, Kenya's baby is really cute. Who else had a baby? I feel like somebody else had a baby. Is PJ? She looks like a little can of biscuits. Like, she is so chunky. I was like, oh my God, look at this fat. And she looks just like her dad. But Kenya's baby looks like her dad too. But her eyes are so big and she looks like a little cartoon character. She is so cute. And she had her little party. Oh, and Eva has kids. So I don't know why I didn't get that. So y'all gonna have to fill me in on that. I don't understand why Eva's all about energy. So why do you think there would be some bad energy at a children's party? Like, that's kind of, to me, like you trying to start some shit. Like, why would you do that? To me, I don't know. I thought that was weird. I didn't get it. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's something that I'm missing that I didn't see. I know that Kenya was on the last episode last season, and that's when they got where Nene feels like Cynthia was being fake to her about Kenya. And I don't know if we're gonna have to deal with this season with Nene being mad at people, and we don't know exactly why she's mad. But I feel like with Nene, if you get to a point where your friends have to start lying to you in order to make you feel comfortable in the situation, to the point where they feel like they need to lie, like the way that Cynthia, she seemed to lie, but the way that they kind of told the story was like, I didn't know, I invited Kenya, I didn't know she was gonna come. Kandi, can you try and see if she comes? And then when Kenya gets there, she's like, girl, you know I was gonna come. You know I was like, but Kenya is saying it, girl, like, you know I wasn't coming. You know I was gonna come, like I wouldn't miss this. Not that, girl, you know I was gonna come. Don't play like you didn't. That's how after watching, because I watched the reunion, and then I watched that episode so that I could understand, because see, I didn't watch the season. So I just didn't get that. So this thing with Porsha and is his name Darnell or David? What is his name? Ken? What is his name? But he has a hot dog business. And here's the thing. And I'm going to start it. I'm just going to start it. I asked a question last night on how do the public, there's a lot of people who says that Kenya fakes her relationships. And when I look at Porsha's track record of her being on this show and how many men have come on this show with her or started a season with her, I want to understand, why is it fathomable for us to believe that Kenya's relationships are inauthentic, but Porsha's are authentic, right? And I'm trying to understand, why do we believe? And then somebody said last night, well, Walter said that the relationship was fake. And then it immediately made me remember Gucci and Angela, and how so quick we are, male and females, to believe what the man says. Even if the man is doing something to either protect his, or saying something to protect his ego, or to keep his ego from being crushed, they tend to say things, and we know men who lie on their dicks. So for somebody to believe that if anybody that Kenya would hire, she would go hire a bald-headed tow truck driver. And everybody believe him. Like, you gonna believe the tow truck driver over the beauty queen? Okay, come on, y'all. Like, give me a fucking break. So I was just asking the question, like, why do we not believe that Porsha's relationships are just as fake as Kenya's, if we gonna believe it? Because Porsha would start off a season with a nigga and end the season with another nigga, and you never see him again. Like, what happened to the football player? What happened to that guy? She had the jersey on and was like, she was gonna marry him and had Mrs. So-and-so on the back. Like, girl, what the fuck? You doing the most. And what I really love is Cynthia's sense of humor with Kenya when they were sitting at the table and they were eating those pastries and they were talking about, you know, Cynthia wanting to get engaged, and she was like, girl, I'm thirsty, I'm dehydrated, and all this other stuff. I really like that Cynthia has a sense of humor. Cynthia's a old diva with, I mean, and beautiful as fuck, and she has this sense of humor about her relationship. Now, I don't know about this guy. I don't find him particularly cute. It's not my tea. I don't think he's cute at all. He looks like a little turtle to me, like a little ninja turtle. But if Cynthia likes it, we love it, right? So she wants to get married, and he's like, girl, just let me do it when I want to do it. See, that's the whole part of that, like the way that marriage proposals start out and how women feel like they need to be involved in the proposal. It's crazy because there's this desire to have these traditional gestures and rituals as it relates to marriage and weddings and things like that, but you really don't want that tradition, because that tradition is also riddled in a lot of pain for women and selling women to from the father to the husband for gold and the 2 bales of hay. You know what I'm saying? But y'all want this proposal, and the tradition of the proposal is that the man has decided, I want this woman to come and be a part of my family so that we could produce children for our community and our tribe, and it's going to make us stronger. And when women put guns to men's head about getting married, they want to get married, they want to do it the right way. To me, I feel like, bitch, just go fucking have a wedding, because that's really what you want. But you don't want to look crazy walking down the aisle by yourself, because you have been sold this idea of a wedding since you was a little girl. Disney, thanks to Disney for that. You've been sold this little idea, and now you want to replicate that with you really don't care if a man is there or not. You just want a goddamn wedding. And I want to be proposed to, because if I just have a wedding and nobody proposes to me, people are going to think I'm crazy. Okay, so that's my theory about it. Because a lot of bitches would just have a wedding just to have a wedding. They really don't want to be married, but they look crazy walking down the aisle by themselves. Anyway, so I really love Cynthia's her sense of humor as it relates to her relationship, and, you know, coming to the party as thirsty bride. That was really cute. I was like, all of this is very, very cute. What else? Let me see. Hold on. What time is it? Okay, we got a few minutes. Is Nene still having issues with people and no one knows why? Like that shit is so fucking played out and tired. Nene acts like a spoiled fucking brat. Like, for real. Like, you act like now Nene used to be my favorite. I'm sure she was everybody's favorite for a while. And you know, everybody's gonna have who their favorites are and who their favorites are not. You know, everybody's gonna have, you know, their supporters and fans, like, you know, like Kenya. But, you know, Kenya and Nene is really better when her and Kenya are friends. And I don't know why she continues to want to have this rivalry with Kenya, and it doesn't even make sense. They said that Kenya did confirm that Nene tried to spit on her at the Watch What Happens Live. I haven't watched the Watch What Happens Live episode yet, but I do know that Nene has been saying that that Cynthia has a side to her that we haven't seen. I think Cynthia's at a place now, based on the reunion, and saying, I don't give a damn what it looked like. Like, she's at a point like, Nene, I am not going to placate to your bullshit. Everybody's over the tantrums. We know that Nene has been through a lot with Greg and that situation, but Everybody's going through a lot. Look at what Porsha is going through. God damn it. How embarrassing is that? So for it to be out that your man is out here lusting over animals, and your man is out here lusting after other women, and your man is out here doing stuff while you were pregnant. That shit is embarrassing. And it's crazy because all I think about is previous episodes and how these women related to each other and the things that they said to each other and threw in each other's face. And then here we come back around. Y'all bitches is all going through some similar shit. Whatever is going on with Kenya and her husband, and whatever is going on with Porsha, and she can't even get the nigga to the altar, and you having all these problems now. Do not Porsha. And I don't really, I'm never here for a pretty dumb bitch ever. And that's the reason why I didn't really care for Porsha. But Porsha has grown on me. I find when I use their, it's weird for me. Nicki Minaj and Porsha Williams, Taylor, whatever her last name is. Porsha, when I start using their gifts as reactions, they tend to grow on me because I kind of humanize them a little bit. So I use a lot of Nicki Minaj gifts and a lot of Porsha gifts because their reactions are cute, but they still get on my nerves to an extent. But Porsha, listen, girl, going all through this shit before you get married, and just to have your child have a father in the house, the child can have a father, a present father, without making that person your husband. Okay? You don't have to make him your husband in order for him to be a father. Those are two different roles. Okay? And do not believe that after going through all this bullshit, the prize for your strain and your strife and your tears is him. He is not the prize for all of the pain and the bullshit that he's putting you through right now. So please understand that. I don't know why women believe that. Like the prize is the nigga. After the nigga has put you through so much shit, he's not the prize. That's not how that's not how it works. And being a husband and being a father are two different roles. He can be a great father, but that's not a match for you, sweetheart. Y'all haven't even made it to the altar. And I'm glad that her and Kenya are like bonding over the parenting kind of thing. It was actually, I was looking at them and I was like, Kenya is better than me, because there's no way a bitch put her hands on me and dragged me down to the ground. We could ever be sitting that close to each other, babies or nothing. Never. I'm not there yet at all. I'm not there. There's no way that could ever happen. And I kind of think like, okay, is this what they're doing? They work together. This is what they're doing for a check. I don't know. Anyway, so Eva and her man, Eva is filling in for Porsha at the Dish Network. How did she do? Did y'all see that? I don't know anything about that. I don't watch it. Let's see. Kenya tells Porsha the thing about the woman walked in. The woman walked into an old lady gang, and she looked like Eva. Her profile, I was like, at first, this whole time, I was like, that looked like Eva to me. Like whoever was talking to Kandi and Cynthia and Eva, whoever was talking to them, that woman, sincerely, Kandi knows her. Kandi was like, oh, sincerely. So I don't know who this woman is. Maybe y'all know who she is in Atlanta, but it was rumored that she was the mistress of Porsha's fiance. And she said, I don't know. I don't even know him. I don't know nothing about him. Kandi, I saw that Porsha unfollowed her fiance. Kandi, you ain't changed. I see you still fucking messy, messy ass. Kandi been messy since the beginning. Kandi is one like Tamara Barney. She drops something and then she backs up. And she don't see. That's why I didn't want nobody to know. That's why I didn't say anything. That's why I'm mad it happened at my restaurant. Shut up, Kandi. Shut your mouth. You're messy. And then that's why I didn't want, when Kenya went over there and told Porsha, which Kenya should not have done. That was not your place. You wasn't even there. You weren't even there to even tell it. But she was like, well, she told me some tea. Kenya is stupid as fuck. She said, well, she told me some tea, so I was trying to tell her something. Kenya's ass is stupid as fuck. I was like, Kenya, that was not your place. But when she said she's told me some tea, so I just wanted to tell her. I was like, girl, y'all so damn stupid. Kenya said, I'm Kenya Barbie. I said, I know that's right. But why was that little baby driving? Why was that little baby driving that car? She can't even hold her head up. Her big ass head. She can't, babies have big heads and they can't hold their heads up. That's why they fall to the side, because their heads are so heavy. And that little baby was in that Barbie car. I was like, Kenya she's another dramatic one. She's so dramatic. Tasha K's big face was on the Real Housewives talking about some mess, and I guess the mess wasn't true, which is, how a lot of it goes over there. But I thought it was, shout out to Tasha K for being on the damn Real Housewives of Atlanta for some mess. But the producers ain't shit, because why the producers show Porsha laying in the bed with the hot dog man talking about, why you always grabbing the tail? I was like, ooh. Y'all ain't shit. I said, these producers ain't shit. Why would they show that? And why was they showing him looking like... That shit is not funny. Y'all said that man was into animals. But see, this even goes back to Mariah and Quad. Y'all don't know what people do when you're not watching. You just don't know. That's why you can't say, because Kandi was like, so Eva and Cynthia was like, so do you believe the thing about the animals? And Kandi was like, no. So do you believe the thing about the drugs? I don't know. So either you kind of believe the thing about the drugs, but you don't believe the thing about the animals. Shut up. You don't know what people do. You just don't know what people will do. Anyway, what happened? Let's see. That shit was so funny. Okay. I said, I'm out the loop. So what happened? Porsha's man is into animals. That's not funny. That's disgusting. Honey, no ma'am. I just don't understand why Eva wouldn't want to be around Kenya. What the fuck is that about? That's some shit to me. I feel like it's starting out of no reason. Nene's been talking about this side of Cynthia for years. Yeah, like, there's a side to Cynthia you don't know. And it just reminds me of, have you ever been in a relationship with someone, friendship? When I say relationship, I'm talking about, however you relating to someone. You've been in a relationship with someone and they have seen the not so good parts of you that, where you're vulnerable and you get angry, and they've seen the quote unquote bad parts of you or the bad sides of you. And it's almost like they want you to slip up so that they could share with everybody. Oh, you really don't know her. I've seen these parts of her, and you really don't know her. You just wait until she shows you these parts. But those kind of people who are just waiting for you to do something so that they can say, I know the way you understand. I don't know if I'm explaining myself right, but the way that Nene keeps saying, like, Nene has said over the years that Cynthia has a side about her that we don't know, that we haven't seen, and that Cynthia acts all innocent and shit, and she's really not. And it's like she wants to say something about Cynthia, but then you would be the bad friend if you actually said it. So let's just leave these suggestions out. That's what Nene is giving me with her and Cynthia. It's like, what do you think that we think about Cynthia to where we believe that she's just this perfect patty and she doesn't have a bad side to her? I don't think that anybody, if anything, everybody thinks that Cynthia is boring. I don't think that anybody thinks that she's incapable of the mess y'all she's in it. She's with y'all. She's a part of the mess. And you know that whole shit with her and Phaedra won a case. Cynthia, we've seen Cynthia upset. We've seen Cynthia. I think we've seen all gamuts of Cynthia. I think that Cynthia, like, the only thing that people could really say is that Cynthia is boring. And Nene keeps saying this, well, you wait until you see there's a side to Cynthia. I don't know. So anyway, I don't know. I said, so why do some of y'all think Kenya's relationships are fake, but Porsha's weren't? I've never understood that. And look at both of their current situations. They're quite similar. And yet Mark and Kenya's was fake, but Hot Dog and Porsha's is real. And then someone said, let me see what they say. How could that have been fake? She had a whole baby. Both of them had babies. It says, well, Walter straight even said they weren't together. Mark was just with Kenya because she paid off his debts. Oh my God. Porsha is different because he does want to be with her. He's just a cheater. I don't know. That's kind of rationalizing it to the point where trying to rationalize why Kenya's is fake. Because I don't know anything about Mark and Kenya Daly. That's another thing. I just know that Kenya got married and had a baby, and I was like, congratulations. And then all of a sudden, her and Mark are not together. Right at the beginning of them announcing or promoting the season. Now they're not together, and then they are back together again. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know what the deal. Y'all tell me, why is it? Because like, so we believe Walter? I don't understand why you would think that a Miss USA would go out and find a tow truck driver with a receding hairline and say, and then use him as a prop instead of, if I was going to use a motherfucker as a prop, I'd go out and get one of these fine ass niggas out here. I'll go get me some fucking trade and be like, look, we're about to go in here and act like we're going to get married, okay? And I'm going to give you a check. Not Walter. Are you kidding me? Give me a fucking break. Anyways, y'all tell me what y'all think of both of the episodes, Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get down in the comments. Thank y'all for stopping by. Like, comment, and share the video. Talk to y'all later. Peace.